Residents of Riot City, Sean Fewster here with you for the Riot City wrap-up show following the Riot City Rumble. And what an amazing event 2018's match was. I am joined now by the big rig, Jett Armstrong.
Thanks, Sean, and thank you for making Wolfdog look so good on commentary by being so bad.
And the EPW champion, the real wrestler, Gavin, Mcgavin.
The Grand Slam champion.
I know.
Good. I'm just making sure. And still EPW champion. I didn't lose it.
You didn't defend it, but we will get to that later. Of course, we had the Riot City Rumble match as our main event, but before that we had some incredible contests, including our opening event that saw the Rude Ones, Marvel and Bulldog, collide with Gods and Monsters, Big Brody Marshall and Grim. Jett Armstrong, you're no stranger to either of those men.
Both those tag teams are quite well established now in Riot City Wrestling, and I've got to say, the match tonight was brilliant. Both teams gave it everything they got, and I've got to say, Gods and Monsters coming out with the win. Very good for those guys. I think they might be next in line for a title shot.
Gavin Mcgavin, we saw the women get involved as well as Venus tried to interfere to make the match go the Rude One's way, and then Misfortune came out of nowhere to level the score for Gods and Monsters.
Yeah, but if you ask me, women don't have a place in wrestling, so I'm not quite sure what they were doing out there.
Okay, leaving that one well enough alone. That has led to a big six-person tag match that we will see at our next show, Battle for Supremacy. Making his return to RCW tonight was the man from the Golden Triangle, SATA, but he ran into a roadblock in the form of you, Jett Armstrong.
Look, SATA a great competitor, but unfortunately for him, he was stepping in the ring tonight with Jett Armstrong. And it was always going to go the way it went tonight, with Jett Armstrong hitting the jet stream and pinning SATA for the 1-2-3.
Gavin Mcgavin, you look impressed.
I'm very impressed. That was some real wrestling.
One man who didn't earn any respect from you tonight, Gavin Mcgavin, was Katie Trey, who was successful in his match tonight against the visiting Matty Wahlberg. The man from Summer Bay put up quite a fight, Gavin Mcgavin.
Katie Trey is a mutt. He's not a real wrestler. He bites people. Bites people.
Any thoughts?
Look, he's right. He's a mutt. Katie Trey is a wild dog that needs to be put down. And if someone doesn't do it soon, I'm going to have to.
All right, well, I'm going to get as far away from that as quickly as possible. In our next match, the A-lister Blair Alexis took on Misfortune, and we saw Venus interject in the match again, Gavin Mcgavin.
And again, women's wrestling is not real wrestling. I mean, I'm sure they had a match that was good by their standards, but I mean, really? I could take any of them in a heartbeat.
Their standards?
Yeah, their standards. You know, men, women.
Jett Armstrong, your thoughts on that?
Look, I thought the match was good tonight. Misfortune and Blair Alexis. Blair Alexis took the win, so she must be next in line for the title shot, surely. And Indy Hartwell might have to watch out at Battle for Supremacy, I have a feeling.
That's right, we're going to have a titanic women's clash at Battle for Supremacy. No matter what some people think, women's wrestling is alive and well in Riot City. The first of our big main events at Riot City Rumble was the Tag Team Championship as the Millennials looked to recapture the gold and become two-time champions, but came up against some very tough competition in the form of the Pariah.
Pariah, they're impressive young lads. They work out, they work hard, they work well as a team, and they do what they need to get the job done. They don't mind to bend the rules. I don't mind that. A win is a win.
And we saw some discord, Jett Armstrong, in the camp of the Millennials at the end of the match. As James Cray wanted the tag, Dean Brady wouldn't give it and took the pinfall.
Yeah, look, the Millennials have had a good run as a team in RCW, but it did seem like there was a little bit of, and I can't think of the word,
Tension?
Tension. It'll be interesting to see how that actually plays out over the next few months. Has James Cray had enough? Is Dean Brady still technically the captain? I guess we'll find out.
It's going to be hard to be a captain if there's no team left to lead. One of the most bitter feuds in recent wrestling history absolutely exploded tonight at the Riot City Rumble as the difference Tyler Daniels took on Rocky Monero. We expected this match to be violent. I don't think we expected to see the level of savagery that Tyler Daniels unloaded on A-Town's finest.
A-Town's finest, Rocky Monero. He's been around a long time. He trained the man who trained me. Maybe Tyler Daniels is thinking it's time to put him out to pasture.
Both of them are very well-established veterans. Tyler Daniels claims that Rocky Mera has been ducking him all these years.
Look, the only way to prove that you are better than someone is to get in the ring and fight them. And tonight, better man won.
Do you condone the sort of tactics that Tyler Daniels used there? I mean, Rocky Mera clearly had the match in hand at one point, Jett Armstrong, and then the exposed turnbuckle and those repeated blows to Rocky Mera's head well and truly sealed the deal.
I'm going to be the only one to say this. I feel like Rocky got what he deserved tonight. You know, the guy's been walking around the locker room thinking that he's the, grandfather of RCW.
Stepfather.
Or whatever it is. He thinks he owns the place. So I think tonight Rocky may have got a reality check and got what he deserved.
Speaking of reality checks, Gavin Mcgavin, you were scheduled to come to Riot City this month to compete in the Riot City Rumble, to have a singles match. You were booked in an EPW match for that belt against the MCW Inter-Commonwealth champion Adam Brooks, the 4-time champ. And yet, you weren't interested in defending your championship.
Look, that was a last-minute change. When I got the call from RCW, I was wrestling Davey Green, and I wasn't putting my title on the line. Any champion worth his salt prepares for his opponent, studies tape, gets themselves in the mental space they need to be for a championship match. I was not afforded that time, so I just voiced my concern with that, because the fans want to see a champion at his peak when he has been able to study. I get thrown Adam Brooks at the last minute. Well, he was scheduled for a championship match, so why not compete for his championship? I let the fates decide. We flipped a coin, and his is the title that we challenged for. It's a shame that I couldn't defend mine, but what are you going to do? The coin didn't fall my way.
You're blaming the coin. Your version of voicing your concerns is complaining until you got what you wanted.
Well, yeah, and I got what I wanted. I always do.
But did you come away with the MCW Inter-Commonwealth Championship?
And still, EPW champion.
Jett Armstrong, we saw a Herculean effort there by Adam Brooks in that match. Gavin Mcgavin targeting the lower spine and kidney area of Adam Brooks, and yet he still managed to pull out the victory. What does it take to put Adam Brooks down?
You know, the thing about Adam Brooks is, I'm pretty sure tonight he was holding those tights. Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah, he was holding those tights. I'm pretty sure he cheated to win that match tonight, which is typical of someone like Adam Brooks, you know?
Sometimes I wonder why I do this job. The main event, of course, was the titular RCW Rumble. We had 25 men enter that ring, over-the-top elimination-style battle royale, and we saw some incredible highlights. Unfortunately for the two men who joined me here in the Riot City wrap-up show, neither of them came away with a victory in the Riot City Rumble. Gavin Mcgavin, you were eliminated by Katie Trey.
I've already told you that. He is not a wrestler. He is a mutt. He is a mongrel. And like Jett said, he needs to be put down.
Are you volunteering for that role?
As a matter of fact, I am. I'll tell you what, when's your next show? December 8th?
December 8th.
December 8th. Gavin Mcgavin is coming back here, and I'm facing you, Katie Trey. Whatever it takes, I want you, one-on-one, to avenge you biting me like the little bitch mutt you are.
Residents, you heard it here first. Breaking news. A challenge putting down. Gavin, will the EPW Championship be on the line?
If that's what it takes to get Katie Trey one-on-one in the ring, then yeah. EPW Championship match. Gavin Mcgavin, Katie Trey, December 8th.
You heard it here first, residents. The EPW Championship will be on the line. Katie Trey versus the real wrestler, Gavin Mcgavin. Jett Armstrong, you yourself fared little better than the champ.
Little better?
I didn't mean it that way.
You better not have, Sean. Let me tell you something about that Rumble, right? My brother, Nick Armstrong, went in at number 1, all right? He lasted all the way to the end, only to be eliminated by that feral dog, Adam Brooks. Once again, Adam Brooks, just being a bogan. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to avenge my brother as well, all right? Adam Brooks, you think that you can walk into RCW and just walk around thinking that you're Ant's pants? Listen, mate. You and me, next show, Battle for Supremacy. I'm going to show you and expose you for the fraud that you are.
This is the most action-packed episode of the RCW wrap-up show we've ever had. We now have 2 more matches for Battle for Supremacy in December. And of course, Another one of those matches will see the Dark Prince, Zach Sabbath, the winner of the Riot City Rumble, take on world-class Chris Basso. Chris Basso unable to attend tonight due to injury. We saw some very strong words exchanged between the Prince of the Package Pile Driver and the Dark Prince.
This is true. I mean, when a title is on the line, tempers flare. It's going to be one hell of a match, and I think World Class might be in some trouble. If I saw a guy with a bandaged up arm, I know exactly what I would do.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Jett Armstrong, world-class Chris Basso, or the Dark Prince Zach Sabbath?
Zach Sabbath has been knocking on the door of that RCW Championship for a long time now, and I think that there might be a little distraction in Chris Basso's corner in the form of a woman.
You mean Selena?
I mean Nick's chick.
Residents, thank you very much for joining us for the RCW wrap-up show as we make our way to the biggest show of the year, Battle for Supremacy. Gavin Mcgavin, thank you for joining me.
Pleasure.
Jett Armstrong, thank you for joining.
And thank you, Sean, for having both myself and Gavin Mcgavin.
Wasn't my choice. We'll see you next month at Battle for Supremacy.